I guess we're starting. So
Okay.
so the Fed is in early stages of a campaign to prepare markets for tapering its asset purchases. This is pretty big. This is
Mhm.
pretty big.
Yeah, so the
'Cause-
Federal Reserve currently spends $120 billion a month in asset purchases. So they may be beginning talks about tapering as early as next week to start reducing that to help curb inflation. Um, so yeah, last time we were doing this back in 2013, it was a very volatile time. Every time they started talking about it, the markets would dump and then they would backtrack. It seems like, from what we could get from these comments right now, is that they're going to take a more of a scheduled approach, have the dates that they curve it like well known, so that way the market could price it in early and yeah, hopefully reduce the volatility of it. I actually think this is probably bad for crypto and markets, but probably good for the economy in general. So
yeah,
yeah.
this man is not happy. He's not happy at all.
Oh,
He's gonna strike the markets once again, and he also said he was gonna sell the basically corporate bonds that the U.S. bought, if my understanding was correct. So
mhm.
that also is gonna have quite a big impact, especially on the stock market, and I guess at that point also on the crypto market, since the stocks and the crypto markets are quite correlated, in a sense. Not always, but they
For the
have some
most
sort
part.
of yeah, but they have some sort of a correlation. And then we go on next to the federal officials recover Bitcoin ransom from Colonial pipeline attack. This has been Colonial paid 4.4 million in Bitcoin after its system fell victim to a ransomware attack last month. So I guess they recovered 4.4 million in Bitcoin, which is not that big of a news, but it seems like everyone is talking about it.
Well, I mean, it just shows Bitcoin is a public ledger. Like, you send money around, they're going to be able to follow it,
Exactly, and they
right?
got
Like,
it,
yeah,
and they recovered
like
it. So I don't see anything that big related to this news, even though everyone is talking about it.
I think I think it's a good thing, right? Like, just unfortunately, a lot of scams in crypto, and now we know that the FBI does have the capacity to track it down and maybe start curbing some of it. Of course, if these guys were smart, they could have tornado cashed it. There's a million different things
Yeah,
they could have done.
yeah,
Throw the FBI off the tracks, and they didn't do it. But if these guys could slip up, I mean, other people could slip up too, right? Like, so hopefully this will help deter some of the scams. But I don't know. I think this is more good than bad.
yeah. The only thing it's gonna add like something like 4.4 million in sell pressure to Bitcoin spot probably, because I'm
It's
sure.
not. That's
Yeah, it's nothing, but still some sell pressure from that will be coming in, which is nothing really. 4.4 million happens in like every minute or so, so it's not that big of a deal.
right.
Our best friend here over here, the orange bad man, is he's saying Bitcoin not good, and saying it's a scam. Not sure on what basis. What is he taking this from?
Well, he's saying he doesn't want anything that competes with the dollar. That he says because cryptocurrency wants to compete with the dollar, and he wants the dollar to be the strongest currency. Just by default, he doesn't like it. I mean, it shows he doesn't really understand crypto.
He
Crypto is
doesn't.
more than
Yeah.
just currency, right? And I mean, it is what it is. Orange man called orange coin bad, right? 2019, he did the same thing, and the market rallied afterwards. So it's I don't think this is an insane big deal, but I mean, right now with the market being as skittish as it is, probably had a little bit more of an effect than it did in 2019.
And yeah, and this goes to show. We'll see what will happen when our orange friend is gonna be maybe in the future running for president again, because probably that's gonna happen. So we will see if he gets elected, what's gonna happen to the crypto space? Like, this is a lot of ramifications that will take a long time to have an effect, or if they have an effect at all in the
But
future. But
it is, I think it is important to note that all the crypto-friendly members of the SEC and other committees were appointed by Trump. So he may say this, but then the people that he put into power to actually controls, like, like make decisions that affects crypto aren't anti-crypto. So
that's an interesting thing. So I'm not sure why he's saying negative things about it. Maybe he's saying it and then buying it in the while not saying it, like it's just creating FUD and then buying it, kind of like most other institutions did in the past. They actually bought Bitcoin while they were saying that it was shit, and then they pivoted towards saying that it's good. We'll see. It's definitely another one of those bearish stances that really don't have and don't really make any kind of sense, because probably Bitcoin, the objective of Bitcoin really is not to compete with the dollar, but to be an alternative to it more than be competition. Like, of course you need the dollar for, and that's why we have stablecoins. We would have not created stablecoins if we didn't need the dollar in the crypto space or currencies in the crypto space. We would have, just used Bitcoin and Bitcoin pairs, right? But people need stable currencies, and until Bitcoin becomes a stable currency, which is, in my book, it is gonna happen at a certain point when there is enough adoption. It's gonna become less and less speculative and more stable over time. Of course, it will take probably ages before it becomes a stable asset, but at a certain point, if Bitcoin succeeds in trying to become like the currency of the internet, it will be stable. Will be stable like any other currency, really. Big. This is the like a pretty good news that is coming out of South Korea to ban exchange insiders from trading on their own platform, pretty much. So this is the Financial Services Commission is pushing the government to accept its plan to impose fines up to $90,000 for violations, as well as correction business suspensions orders, and even operation license revocation for offenders, and appears to have briefed exchanges on its intentions. So pretty much what they want to do is, since the exchanges know exactly the state and the liquidity that is behind certain assets, and they know where the market makers are standing and where the traders are standing, they know where the real liquidity is, which means they can easily predict, or they can easily tell where the market is likely to move towards. It's kind of obvious, since you know which are the, not fake, but the market makers orders, where are they standing, how much is the market maker impacting on the price, and how much are the actual traders having an impact on the price. Because in certain projects and certain assets will have market makers that are trying, for example, to maintain price, and they're maintaining price just because they want to do it, but there is no actual liquidity for eventual sellers that might come in. So there is, that know-how and that knowledge, not really know-how, but knowledge that the exchanges have over the users of the exchanges. So this is like a big thing that they will not, like the insiders will not be able to trade against the other people. So this is good. Of course, other potential regulations that are gonna come out in the future are probably not gonna be as friendly as this one to traders. This is supposed to be a friendly regulation for traders. What I expect in the future is a lot of probably dumb restrictions, like even related with leverage and stuff like that. I understand that yes, it's risky for the person that is using the leverage to trade with that much leverage and whatever, but I don't see a reason why you should be banning it. Like, you know that if you're trading 100x, the likelihood of you getting liquidated are extremely high, and you know what you're getting into. And if you don't know, well, then I guess it's your fault.
At some point, personal responsibility has to come in.
Exactly.
Like, I don't see why anyone needs 100x leverage, but I mean, if someone wants to do it,
They have to.
have fun.
Yeah, exactly. So this is more trying to even the playing field, but I feel like in the future all these regulations that are gonna come out are gonna be much more intrusive into the, let's say, life of the current cryptocurrency traders. So I guess now we're gonna look into a little bit of price, what's happening in the markets, what is not happening in the markets. What is not happening is that price is going up, price is going down, all the way down. Right now we are at 32,562 for Bitcoin. Still trying to hold our major support over here at $30,000. So we'll see if we're gonna be able to do that. It's kind of our big support. Then what do we else? What else do we have? We have our friend over down here at 20k. We have a little bit of support over here at 24, between 24 and 25k. There is gonna be a little bit of support that comes in over at these prices for sure. 28k is also another region, but these are relatively smaller areas of support. So definitely this are kind of the levels to the downside to keep in mind. To the upside, we have our big level over here, $42,000, and if we do manage to break that to the upside, then we have a high expectation of a rally to the upside, maybe even taking the highs. So this is the situation going on. Kind of on Bitcoin. We are at the bottom of the range. We should have some sort of bullish expectations.
Rally. Right.
Yeah, we should have some
buy
bullish
at the bottom of a range than to sell.
Yeah, so we will see. We will see here. I am currently more towards the bearish side, even though we are at the bottom of the range. But I have been already bearish also since yesterday afternoon, late afternoon. So we have to see how this plays out. There is still a chance we have find a nice little bottom here. We find some buyers and we start reversing, but at the moment, until we do that, I will remain bearish on the short term. And when we hit $30,000, probably we'll find the bottom there, bounce, and then try to move to the upside. That's what I'm thinking as of right now. What about ETH? What about ETH?
ETH is relatively much stronger than Bitcoin. ETH is still in the middle of its range, unlike Bitcoin, which is at its lows. It's creating, this could be another higher low for it if Bitcoin holds, and
yeah,
and Bitcoin.
Ethereum is looking much better than Bitcoin, for sure. I agree 100%. The thing is, Ethereum tends to be always kind of more bullish than Bitcoin, especially at this points. And if we would reverse to the downside, and we would take off $30,000, definitely Ethereum is not a place to stay in. But if we do reverse here and we find a nice little bottom, then for sure Ethereum is a good buyer here. It's a good buy. Good buy. Right now it looks like we're trying to take off the lows as we are looking at it. So we'll see if we take off the previous day low. Actually, it's kind of still today's low, probably. Yeah, it is still today's low. So we'll see if we take off also this low. And if we do, let's probably wait and see what happens. The likelihood of a bounce to $2,000 are quite high. So we will wait for that as well. That seems to be a quite a relevant level for Ethereum. So just to keep that in mind. As for the entire stock market, what is happening on the stock market? Let's check that out. We tried. You sorry?
It's up 17% today, almost 18%.
What is up 17%?
GameStop.
GME is up that much? Wow.
Yep. Wow. Moon.
It's mooning. It's mounting.
Redditors were right.
Redditors were right. I'm looking for GME, USDT, so I'm not really finding it in the stock market. Yeah, looks like we're going up here. Really does look like it's gonna go up, and it's even gonna make a new high. It really does remember me of the Dogecoin chart in a sense, because it did this thing as well, where it actually like made this this like type of really strange pump and dumpy consolidation after making a new high. So this looks like we're probably gonna have a new high on Jimmy. Even though the S&P tried to gap up this at the opening, but is swiftly getting rejected, and it seems like the hopes were for a new all-time high today, but as of Bitcoin coming down, even the stock market is coming down. GBTC is getting devastated. We're down at 27.56, so the premium is increasing also. We have a gap down on GBTC, which is kind of a bearish indication also for Bitcoin. DJI is still struggling, not making a new high, still in a consolidation today. We are down 0.23%. US 100 tried as well this morning to make a new a little bit of a move up, wasn't able to do it, and now like almost everything else is getting rejected, and it's, let's say, how do I put it, it's kind of getting wrecked. Bitcoin, while we are speaking, is moving to the downside. It's still holding the today's low. We have not breached that yet. We are starting to see some volume come in, so we will see how this evolves over the course of the day. Since we're not live, we are not able to show much at the moment, unfortunately. The problem will be solved soon, so then we will be able to be live. But that's pretty much it, I guess, for today. So it was quite a short one. Multi-charts opened up, not a big deal. But yeah, so do you have anything else to add regarding price action or anything else you'd like to look at?
I'm looking for buys right now. Price is down. We're coming to the bottom of the range. I'm expecting us to find some support soon. And yeah, I think this is a good area to be buying, because if you're wrong, you're going to know real quick. Losses are going to be minimum.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. If you are willing to risk it and try to get in,
the risk is all relative to the potential reward right now. So
yeah, for sure. Like if we do find a bottom here and we bounce off of $30,000, the rally that is going to come from that is going to be quite impressive. So
we don't even need to break the range for it to be like, the range is so massive right now. It's between 30K to 42K. It's almost a 50% range, like a 40% range. That's huge.
It is pretty big. It is pretty big. So we will see. We will see how this is gonna play out over the next couple of days. Probably we will know the answer of the direction in the next week or so, most likely. If not, it's probably gonna bounce at the bottom of the range, go back to the top of the range, dump to the, sideways action. Until we break out, we don't really know. And if we do break out, there's always a chance of a fake out to the downside. What do we do? Maybe it's $27,000 to $28,000, and we do bounce. We have this. We tend to do this a lot of times. We did this also back in April we did this back in February, and we kind of did this also back in January. So we have this habit of making a slightly lower low just before bouncing, so this needs to be also considered. Because if you see we go down, you see that you regain the range instantly, you know it's time to buy. It really is. So that's also another way to look at it if you have bearish expectancy. So you can also look at it this way. If you want, you can start to average into long positions over here. I feel like it's much safer than doing so at 60,000. We both know this. So if you're starting to buy some altcoins, you're starting to invest into the space, definitely a good time to start DCAing and start slowly buying things up. So that's for sure. I guess we're done. I don't think we have anything else to add for the day. It's a pretty sad day for crypto, but we will have better days than this one for sure in the future, for sure. All right.
Next time.
Next time.